This episode does not hit the ground running. In fact, it's a bit slow-paced like the previous one, though this should be familiar to you if you've already watched the prior 2 seasons, whose opening episodes are also light and move at a leisurely pace. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially if it's growing seeds for more to come. Before I get ahead of myself though, let's start off with a recap of the episode. A cultural festival is being held at Salt Middle School. Mob and a few layabouts get stuck running the haunted house. These slackers' best suggestion is to throw sheets over themselves and call it a day. But that doesn't sit right with Mob, and he thinks they should be doing more. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any better ideas. Meanwhile, Amakusa, a yokai hunter, seeks assistance in taking down the Great Yokai King. Reagan perceives him as just a cosplaying nutcase, and he certainly does a good job coming across as one.
Standing before you is the yokai hunter Haruaki Amakusa! That's exactly how I'll introduce myself.
Though the pay is good, so can't complain. The trio are then sent to fight a horde of demons, including the Great Yokai King and his 4 generals. To no one's surprise but Amakusa, Mob and Serizawa make short work of the yokai, ending with Mob having a revelation and using this experience as an inspiration for the haunted house project at school. Oh, also, Ritsu is roped into wearing maid outfit by the student council for the cultural festival and is terribly embarrassed by it. So, obviously not a lot at stake in this episode, though I wouldn't say it wasn't without consequence. This isn't the first time Mob has tried to take on a school activity, such as when he ran for council president or attempted to literally run at the school marathon, both ending disastrously. This time around, he doesn't only persevere, he figures it out himself without anyone's guidance.
Salt splash!
Oh, could we use purified salt in the haunted house somehow?
It is an ayakashi, so it'll eventually turn to ash.
That's it.
And it's not made a big deal of. It's not as if his haunted house is showered with tons of praise, and his classmates aren't immediately thrilled by the idea either. But the students do take pride in their work despite the extra effort. Simple but universal, like the saying, if a job is worth doing, it's worth doing well. Showing us some slow growth for our main character taking the initiative. Even Reagan takes notice of Mob's independence. The supporting cast also gets a little bit of love. Serizawa decides to take on night school. It's not directly stated this was a result of his feelings from the previous episode, with Serizawa entering his 30s and worrying about his future career prospects, but these story threads can easily be connected. The episode shares a lot in common with the last in the framework of Mob having a school-related issue, a self-indulgent client seeking help to exorcise evil spirits, which Mob and Serizawa vanquish in only a few minutes, and capping it off with Mob's issues being addressed. However, I believe the details do matter. The episode is more lighthearted in that Mob's problems are far less anxiety-inducing than deciding your future career path, and this is a straightforward, feel-good resolution. Additionally, there is a lot more gag humor. I imagine the biggest source of entertainment for many will likely come from Amakusa, whether it's Reagan getting fed up with his verbose speeches, or Amakusa's fears towards the yokai and his experiences, or his bewilderment of the Esper's abilities. Speaking of the duo's powers, unlike the prior case, we get an extended scene with slick animation to enjoy. A dash more spectacle this time around. Don't get me wrong though, this is a one-sided beatdown, the yokai get obliterated all the same, but at the very least it's done with style. The last thing to mention, the show is amping up the importance of the broccoli, or Great Divine Tree. Its roots are growing throughout the town and are the source of the summoning of the Great Yokai King and his troops. And only a mention of Dimple this time around. Also, not a criticism by any means, but I do hope the other supporting cast will have something substantive to add, not just a small cameo like Ritsu or Sho. Also, where's Teru? In conclusion, I don't think this episode is going to light the world on fire. However, I anticipate most will appreciate small stories like these by the time we reach the more dramatic episodes that will rely on the character work done earlier. But you might think it's not going to be consequential. As I've been rewatching episodes though, I've noticed these small things carry a lot more weight later on, such as a line from Season 1 and reiterated in Season 2 about individualism and strength of oneself.
Who says their fun has to be the same as your fun? Look, you're the protagonist of your own life.
I still have a choice, and I control my own destiny. I get to be the protagonist. It's my life.
Again, it's just a guess at this point, but these kind of episodes may have more significance later on. That's all for now.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Standing before you is... Sir Day Good?
You lose! Good day, sir!
Oh!